Hey guys, Justin Taylor here. Today I want to share my method that I've been developing for the last 3 months known as the ribbon method. I created this method with the intention of making a 2-look last slot and last layer for CFOP. There are several that exist for ZZ with a manageable amount because they orient edges. However, because of the unoriented edges in CFOP, I found that there was a lack of lower algorithm count 2-look last slot last layer methods. So I decided to develop my own. And what this method is called ribbon because the first step of it is you solve a cross, and you also get a fifth edge, an F2L edge. And by doing this, with no regard for the corner, you're basically able to skip this slot when you solve it. So the first step is going to be to fix the cross in that one edge. So it's going to be the ribbon. The second step is going to be to finish the F2L, at which point you'll be at TOLS. This is my major algorithm set that I've developed. There are 173 algorithms with an average move count of 10, but it can take as little as 6 moves. And if you already know OLL, then you already know 57 of the cases. So there's 116 new ones to learn. And what this does is it goes from this state where you have the F2L minus 1 corner into fully orienting the top layer and the bottom layer. And for those of you who know ZZ, this step may be familiar to you as TTLL from ZZCT. So in this, there are 72 algorithms in which you will solve the whole cube from this state here where you have a corner swapped from the top and bottom layer. And in addition to that, there's also 21 PLL algorithms, which happen 1/5 of the time. So the first step of the method is the ribbon. So in ribbon, what you're going to do is you're going to solve the cross plus 1 F2L edge. However, you don't necessarily need to do this as your first slot. A lot of the times what I'll end up doing is it'll either be my second or third slot, or it might even be my last slot, if that's the best time for me to put in the random edge. So the slot where you put this edge in is going to be known as your ribbon slot. So in this case, it was easy for me to insert this at first, and I would just go about solving the rest of the F2L to get to TOLS. However, sometimes what you're going to find is that you're going to solve the cross, and there wasn't an easy time for you to insert the ribbon edge during your cross solution. So in this case, what you would do is you would just go about the cross. You would solve the rest of your cases. And at this point, I finished it all, but I didn't find a good time to put in the ribbon edge. That's okay though, because you can still insert the edge by itself at the end, and you'll still get the TOLS. It doesn't really cut out a look from the solve, but you're able to always insert that last edge in an average of 2 moves. So let's try and do another really quick ribbon solution. So I don't see any really good ribbons right now, so I'm just going to solve it like CFOP. Go ahead and put this in. So I see this here. I'm going to go ahead and make the ribbon edge my second one. So as I'm bringing this up, I'm just going to go ahead and separate it and immediately throw it in the back. It doesn't matter what corner goes in here, but you're going to have a lot easier time if you don't have an F2L corner from a different slot in your ribbon slot. Because if you do, you're going to have to, if you have one like this, you're going to have to bring that out of the slot, replace it with a corner piece that isn't another one from another slot, and then bring it back, which isn't very move efficient. But by predicting what corner is going to pair up with the edge whenever you insert it in the slot, you can get rid of this problem entirely. So, and then from there, since this was my second one, I'll simply do my third and fourth pairs, and now I'm on TOLS. Alright guys, the next step in the method is TOLS. So what TOLS can be broken down into is effectively you're tripling the amount of OLL cases you have, because your down front right corner can be oriented, the sticker can be to the front, or the sticker can be to the right. So what each of these are known as is, where you have it to the front, that's going to be TOLS plus. There's 58 algorithms for those. And to the right is TOLS minus, also 58. And for neutral, there's going to be 57, because the 58th one is in which you have it solved and you would get a TOLS skip. So what's great about this is that if you know OLO, you already know the TOLS neutral set. As you can see, this is a neutral set, and this looks exactly like the OLO. So I just do the OLL, and I would immediately be on the TTLL step from here. However, considering the average move count for the other sets is about equal, it's slightly worse, but it'll get better as more algorithms are developed for it. I've developed all the algorithms myself, and I'm happy with many of them, but some of them still need work. So that's going to be coming out in the future. I'm going to keep on doing the best I can to come out with better versions of those algorithms, but stay tuned to see where that goes. I can easily see the algorithms for the other two sets of TOLS becoming just as nice as OLL is, making this a very fast and easy step to execute and to recognize. Finally, we have TTLL. So with TTLL in its original development, ZZCT, you start with the edges oriented whenever you get to the last slot. And then you do TSLE, which will let you insert this edge and orient everything, and it'll get you to this step as well. So in Ribbon, TOLS replaces TSLE as the previous step to get to TTLL. So for this section, there are technically 93 cases, and that's divided into 21 PLL, which most people already know full PLL, and those algorithms have been developed very well. Many of them are very nice to execute, and the average move count is about 13. So for TTLL, since again the algorithms are new, they were only developed last year, the average move count is about 15 with 72 cases. But again, over time, those will improve, and I could see many of them becoming as nice as PLL. So in this, what's going to happen is you're going to do one single algorithm that will solve the rest of the cube in one look, in one algorithm. And TTLL is divided up into 6 subsections. So you can either have the front corners opposite, the right corners opposite, or both corners opposite, or you can have a front headlights or bar, right bar, and both being bar. And of each of those, there are 12 edge cases. So TTLL is the same size as a set of ZBLL, such as T or U. So it's not too many algorithms to learn. Almost all of them are RUD algorithms. About a third of them can be done with 2gen, just RU. And I'd say another 10 are just conjugated PLL algorithms, which is actually really nice. There's one where you simply do an R2, rotate, do a T perm, ends with an F. Super easy to recognize. It's just this edge piece is swapped with this one back here. And that's what many of the cases are. They're just very simple, very easy to learn, and it should not take too long to learn. And I really think that it can be a very fast step at its highest level. All right, now I'm going to do a few example solves of using the method. So I'll put the scrambles in the description. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to look around. I'm going to see if there's any solved ribbon edges. I'm just going to be doing white cross to keep it simple. So I see that this one back here is already solved. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to solve the cross while preserving this, so that way I'll have the ribbon done. So I'm going to bring the right side down, do a D2 to put this back here. I'm going to do an F and an R move to solve these. I'm just going to come over and I'm going to solve this last one. So what happens sometimes, and it's the only problem I've had with the method so far, is that you're going to get an incorrect corner piece with the ribbon slot. So when this happens, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to, or at least what I choose to do, is I will go ahead and solve whatever edge piece it belongs in. And I'm just going to do a short fix for it where I bring it into the spot, bring the pair out, bring it back over, and then insert the pair again. So it's a short fix, but with enough practice, you'll be able to predict which corner is going to be going with the edge, and you're going to be able to avoid that all the time and you won't have that issue. So from there, it's just going to be regular F2L solution till I get to here. So this is going to be a Tls algorithm. So in this case, this one's going to be a minus, and from here it's going to be, let's see. So the algorithm is this. In this case, I actually got a PLL algorithm, so it's just a simple T-perm and you're done. All right, this is going to be the second example solve. So for this, I see a pretty easy ribbon, so I'm just going to bring this up into here, save that, bring these two over, and then put the last one in. And I did that so that way I was able to set up this F2L case, which goes nicely into a 3-move insert there. And I'm going to insert this last F2L pair. So what's really nice is I have the use stickers down, so this is a neutral set. And the neutral set is simply an OLL algorithm. So this is a nice simple OLL. And actually for this TTLO, all it is it's a setup move into an R perm. So I'm going to do that setup move. Do the R perm, undo the setup move, and I'm done. All right, this is going to be the third example solve. So I'm looking around, I see two nice pairs. I'm not sure if I'll be able to conserve them both, but what I do see is I'm going to be able to make a nice 2x2x2 block over here. So I don't see anything nice for the ribbon, but I'm going to see how well I can integrate the ribbon into another slot solving. So I'm going to do that, so that way I get 3/4 of the cross. And oh, this is actually going to work out well. So I'm going to be able to throw in that pair, throw in that pair, and put in that. So now I've got these two pairs solved while doing that. This is super easy, so I'm just going to go ahead and get it out of the way. I'm going to solve this. This is going to be the ribbon slot, and what's nice is this is going to be an OLL. I know that because this is already facing down. I'm just going to solve this one in the back. So we get to an OLL. Nice and simple. And this one is going to be a right opposite case. So the difference between front and right is it's all in reference to the swapped corner piece. So if you put the swapped corner piece in the back left, it's going to be a front opposite or bar based on this and right opposite or bar based on this, or it's going to be both opposite or both bar. So this is right opposite, and I believe that this is the case. Yep. So that's a nice 8-move TTLL, super short solution, super simple. Alright guys, here's my fourth example solve. So using this scramble, I can see all my cross pieces pretty easily, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve it a D2 away from being correct. So I'm going to bring these opposite and bring this side down. And now I'm going to see that I can easily solve this ribbon edge. So normally what I would do if I were just doing cross, I'd probably just move the U-lay over and bring it down. But in this case, by putting it in R2 away from being solved, when I do that R2, it's going to put this in position, and I'm going to do a D2 to fix it. So the next F2L case I see is over here. So I'm just going to do this one, and then this one's nice. So I'm going to bring this over here, and I just see this one last case. So from here, it's actually a really, really nice TOLS minus case. So just an easy short solution. And for this, we have a front opposite case, and the algorithm for it is going to be this. And a U2 to finish. All right, we're on the fifth and final example solve of today's video. So I'm looking around in this scramble, and I don't see any nice ribbon solutions, but I do see a pretty nice X cross. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring these down, and I'm going to bring down this edge, and then when I did that, I solved this pair in the back here, so I'm going to see if I can preserve that. So I'm going to scoot it out of the way, and when I fix these, I'm going to insert this pair. So now I've got this pair in the back here, and when I solve this pair, I'm going to see if I can do anything with this edge, see if I can get it to either solve as a ribbon slot or if I can solve it as a normal pair. So I'm going to go ahead and insert it. And actually what's going to happen is when I do an R2 to bring it in, I'm going to solve it with the correct corner. So in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and go to a 3-move insert to put in this as the ribbon slot as the last case, which is a shorter solution than doing the traditional F2L case for this, which is a pretty long and not as finger tricky solution. So by putting this in here, I'm going to get this TOLS minus case, which is this one. So it's going to be RU prime, R2F, RF prime, RUR prime. Really nice one. So then from here, I'm going to get a double bar TTLL case. And the solution to this one is going to be really nice TTLL. So the next thing I want to talk about is the learning process of ribbon. So I would say the first thing you need to know is you need to know full CFOP, or as much as CFOP as possible. This is an advanced algorithm set with a lot of algorithms, so I assume it's mostly only going to be more advanced solvers looking to learn more sets that'll give them better single times and better average as a whole. So after you know full CFOP, the next thing is you're going to want to do Just like how in CFOP, you probably started, you had a 2-look OLL and a 2-look PLL. Okay, so you're going to be doing a 2-look TOLS and a 2-look TTLL. So with 2-look TOLS, you're going to get to this case where you have F2L minus 1 edge, the ribbon step, and in this case, I don't know this TOLS. I know it's a plus because I can see that there, and I can also see based on the corner orientation that it's a plus. But beyond that, I don't know this algorithm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to orient the edges first, and then from there I'm going to orient the corners using an algorithm. And in this case, what might happen is you're going to get a TTLL that you don't know. And from there, what you're going to do is there's going to be a set of 6, 1 from each of the sets that you're going to know. And you're going to do the algorithm. And I got lucky. I knew that TTLL. But if I didn't, what I would do is I would immediately after doing that TTLL, I would do the EPLL to fix the edges. So I believe that whole 4-step beginner's method should be only 33 algorithms, 33 new algorithms. It's honestly not very many to begin with, and you can start using it very soon into learning to solve. So you can get started on getting used to ribbon and the rest of the new approach to F2L pretty quickly. So after you know that, the next step would obviously be to expand to 1-look TTLL. What I've done is I've printed off a PDF of the algorithms that I've sorted myself, and it's sorted by corner permutation. And what I plan on doing as I keep learning is I'm going to go set by set and go through and make sure I learn them all. Many of them are super nice algorithms. Some of them are a little on the longer side, but that's counteracted by several algorithms that are under 10 moves and as little as 7. So 72 total algorithms, and I'll put a link to a TTLL trainer which will help you learn the algorithms and help you drill the cases in the description. And after you know 2-look TOLS and 1-look TTLL, the next thing would be to finish out TOLS. So I have these 4 sheets that I've made which have all the TOLS algorithms. So I've got 2 for plus and 2 for minus, and this sorts it first by corner orientation and then also by the edge orientation for each. So it starts with all the edges, front and back, left and right, none, and then it goes counterclockwise around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go set by set. They're either 8, 6 of them are 8, 1 is 6, and 1 is 4 for each of the sets. So by breaking the method down into smaller chunks of algorithm sets, you're able to approach it more efficiently. And eventually, though it is a lot of algorithms, I believe you can implement them all into your solve as seamlessly as you already do your OLL and PLL algorithms. Alright guys, well that's a short introduction and a few example solves for my method, the ribbon method. So if you have any suggestions for developing the method further, or you want to help generate algorithms, or you have any questions, just feel free to contact me. Leave a comment in the comments section, or you can find me on the speed solving forums as JT, or I'm also in the Cubics Friends Facebook group. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me, and I hope you enjoy the method.